The Star Wars galaxy is full of all kinds of weird and wonderful creatures, but some are far more terrifying and dangerous than others. When you think of the deadliest monster, your mind probably goes to the brutish Rancor or the all-consuming Sarlacc. For decades, they've been the undisputed heavyweights of galactic horror. But what if I told you they wouldn't even make the top 5? The Star Wars galaxy, combining both new canon and the old Legends universe, is teeming with apex predators that would make a Rancor look like a house pet. We're talking about strategic hunters, world eaters, and bioengineered horrors so terrifying they were deemed too dangerous to exist. These are the true deadliest creatures in all of Star Wars. Kicking off our list is the beast you all expected, the infamous Sarlacc. For many, the Sarlacc of Tatooine is the final word in monstrous terror. A stationary, pit-dwelling behemoth, it's less of a creature and more of a living execution device. Its massive tentacles snatch its prey, dragging them into a beaked maw that leads to a stomach of horrors. The true terror of the Sarlacc, as C-3PO explained, is its digestive process. It keeps victims alive and paralyzed by neurotoxins, making them endure unimaginable pain for 1,000 years. In the old Legends continuity, its life cycle was just as horrifying, growing for tens of thousands of years to become a fixture of the planet. But here's why it's only at number 10. The Sarlacc is a passive threat. It's an ambush predator that relies on victims falling into its grasp. It doesn't hunt, it doesn't stalk. You have to be incredibly unlucky to end up in its gut. While undeniably horrifying, its lethality is geographically contained. It's a terrifying landmark, not an active predator, which is why it barely makes our list. You've probably heard the expression, strong enough to pull the ears off a Gundark. That phrase didn't come from nowhere. Feared across the galaxy for their strength, Gundarks are brute force predators from Rancor. They have 4 muscular arms that help them climb sheer cliff faces, giving them a huge advantage in battle. A single Gundark is capable of devastating entire squads of armed soldiers. They also have a thick, leathery hide that has a natural resistance to blaster fire. Still, despite being built like a tank, they are surprisingly fast and agile. One of the most scary things about Gundarks is how territorial and aggressive they can be. They are nearly impossible to tame, attacking anything that encroaches on their domain. While they might not be the most intelligent of creatures, Gundarks compensate with raw power and ferocity. Number 8 is a creature that proves size isn't everything. The Nexu. A feral predator from the jungles of Cholgana, Nexu are masters of the ambush. We all remember this agile feline from the Geonosian arena, where it nearly killed Padme Amidala. While the Acklay and the Reek were about brute force, the Nexu was a different kind of killer. They have 4 eyes, which give them a very wide range of vision, as well as infrared eyesight, meaning they can hunt in total darkness. Add on to that the long quills along the Nexu's back, and it's a dangerous creature to even touch. They are highly capable creatures that can leap across great distances and climb walls with ease. Their mouths are lined with dagger-like teeth, and their sharp claws can deliver a paralyzing venom. It's a hyper-agile hunter that kills with the efficiency of an assassin, making it a far more sophisticated and unpredictable killer than a simple brute. Our next spot goes to another veteran of the Geonosian execution arena, the Acklay. This creature has 6 limbs, crustacean armor, and a startling predatory instinct. Coming from the planet Vendaxa, Acklays are tall and lean with a horrifying shriek, as well as pincer-like claws they use like surgical blades to eviscerate prey. Its thick exoskeleton is tough enough to defend from attacks, and its lightning-fast reflexes allow this 6-legged nightmare to close gaps before victims can even raise their blasters, scuttling toward them with terrifying speed. What makes the Acklay particularly dangerous is its relentless nature. On its homeworld, even Jedi are wary of it. Unlike a Rancor, which can sometimes be outsmarted, the Acklay is a full-frontal assault engine of claws and fury. It's a direct and overwhelming threat that requires immense skill to survive, earning it the number 7 spot. And here he is, the lumbering behemoth from planets such as Dathomir, an apex predator of nightmares, the Rancor. Of course, the Rancor is on this list. The monster housed beneath Jabba the Hutt's palace gave Luke Skywalker the fight of his life. Standing several meters tall, Rancors use their size and mass to physically overwhelm their prey. They also have thick skin, which acts as strong armor, allowing them to sustain considerable damage without slowing down. Their long claws and unstoppable teeth can easily shred through both metal and bone. But to think of the Rancor as just a mindless beast is a mistake. They are intelligent enough to learn routines and recognize threats, which not only makes them more formidable in captivity, but also surprisingly good pets, as we saw with the Witches of Dathomir. It is the gatekeeper of this list, the standard by which all other simple monsters are measured. And yet, there are 5 threats even deadlier. Now we enter the realm of chaotic threats. Number 5, the Rathtars. As Han Solo put it, they're big, dangerous, and ugly. We saw the pandemonium they caused aboard his freighter, and it was clear these are not creatures you can fight conventionally. Rathtars are living engines of destruction, tentacled horrors bred for carnage. They are less like individual predators and more like a rolling, all-consuming plague. This squirming mass of tentacles enables them to move unpredictably, swiftly dragging themselves through tight corridors or wrapping around multiple foes at once. And when not using their tentacles to move, Rathtars can also roll at horrifying speeds. They are known to hunt in packs, turning a dangerous encounter into an unwinnable slaughter. You don't fight a Rathtar, you run from it. Their mindless hunger and resistance to injury make Rathtars a fearsome predator. All right, we're halfway through and we've already seen creatures that can tear ships apart. But from here on, we're entering a new level of terror. We're talking about beings that don't just threaten individuals, but entire armies, and even the Jedi Order itself. The next creatures on our list operate on a scale that makes a single rancor look like a minor inconvenience. Our number 4 spot takes us into the High Republic era and introduces a threat straight out of a cosmic horror story, the Drengir. These are not animals. They are a species of ancient, sentient, carnivorous plant life, deeply connected to the dark side of the Force. Imagine a forest that not only wants to eat you, but can corrupt your mind and shares a single malevolent consciousness. First reawakened in the Outer Rim, the Drengir are a plague of thorny vines and crushing tendrils, with a hive mind that spreads like a disease. Their physical forms are terrifyingly resilient. They are highly resistant to lightsabers and blasters, capable of regenerating from nearly any wound. If you cut a limb off, it simply grows back. Their influence can twist the minds of their victims, even turning Jedi into their puppets. The threat they posed was so great that it forced an unprecedented alliance between the Jedi Order and the Hutts. The Drengir are, quite literally, trees that eat worlds. Now, we dive deep into the Legends continuity to uncover a creature specifically designed for one purpose, to kill Jedi. At number 3, we have the Voxyn. These were engineered by the Yuuzhan Vong as the ultimate Jedi-hunting hounds. The Voxyn were nightmarish reptilian creatures, a genetic hybrid that was fast, agile, and hunted in deadly packs. But what made them truly terrifying was their unique combination of abilities. They could sense their prey through the Force, making it impossible for Jedi to hide. They also possessed a venomous tail, acidic blood, and a sonic scream that could incapacitate their targets. During the Yuuzhan Vong War, they were devastatingly effective, successfully hunting and killing numerous Jedi Knights. The threat became so severe that a Jedi strike team, including Anakin, Jason, and Jaina Solo, had to undertake a near-suicidal mission just to destroy the cloning facility. A creature so deadly that it required a dedicated military operation by the galaxy's most powerful Jedi is without question one of the most lethal beings ever conceived. If the Voxyn were the Hounds of War, our number 2 entry is the General. Staying in the Legends universe, we have the Yammosk, the living war coordinator of the Yuuzhan Vong. This creature isn't a threat because of its claws or teeth. It's a threat because of its mind. A Yammosk is a massive bioengineered creature that is, for all intents and purposes, a living supercomputer and fleet commander. Held in a pool aboard Yuuzhan Vong world ships, a Yammosk uses its immense telepathic power to form a battle-wide hive mind. It could coordinate thousands of Coral Skipper starfighters and legions of soldiers with flawless, instantaneous precision. An army coordinated by a Yammosk fought as a single entity, reacting to threats with a speed no conventional military could match. This creature doesn't kill you by eating you. It kills you by outthinking you on a scale that is impossible to counter. Its ability to orchestrate death on a galactic scale makes it far deadlier than any single predator. And now, the number one spot, the deadliest creature in Star Wars. And the truth is, it isn't a single being. It's an entire ecosystem of biological warfare, an invading force so devastating and hostile to life in the galaxy that it makes all others look insignificant. The deadliest threat in the history of the Star Wars galaxy comes from beyond it, the Yuuzhan Vong. They are not simply a species. They are a culture and a technology based entirely on the horrific manipulation of living organisms. Their fundamentalist beliefs drove them to see all mechanical technology as blasphemy, with a goal to purify the galaxy by fire and blood. What makes them number one is that their every tool, weapon, and ship was a monstrous creature. Their starfighters, called coral skippers, were living beings. Their warriors wielded amphistaphs, living serpents that could serve as spears or swords strong enough to parry a lightsaber. They used Dovin bosils to create gravitational singularities, a tactic they used to pull the moon of Cernpadal into the planet, an event that led to the heroic sacrifice of Chewbacca. But the most terrifying aspect of the Yuuzhan Vong was their relationship with the Force. They existed completely outside of it. A Jedi could not sense them, use a mind trick on them, or easily predict their movements. They were a blind spot to the very power that gave the Jedi their strength. The scale of their destruction is unmatched. The Yuuzhan Vong War claimed the lives of an estimated 300 trillion beings. They conquered and terraformed countless worlds, including the galactic capital of Coruscant. They were not just monsters. They were a walking, breathing, all-consuming apocalypse. Before we wrap up, a couple of honorable mentions. The Zillo Beast from the Clone Wars deserves a nod for its nearly indestructible hide, which was impervious to even lightsabers. And of course, the Exogorths, or space slugs, colossal creatures large enough to swallow starships like the Millennium Falcon whole. While immensely powerful, they lack the malicious intent or strategic threat of our main list. So there you have it. From the passive horror of the Sarlacc to the galaxy-conquering bioarmada of the Yuuzhan Vong, the true scope of deadly creatures in Star Wars is far more vast and terrifying than the movies alone would have you believe. The Rancor may be king on Tatooine, but in the dark corners of the galaxy, there are horrors that command armies, hunt Jedi for sport, and consume entire civilizations. So, which creature do you think is the scariest? What is your order? Or what creature would you add to this list? Let me know down below in the comments section. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the darkest corners of Star Wars lore, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.